using Finance Solver to analyze reducing balance loans. Now guys, in this chapter, chapter 9, if you use your graphics calculator throughout, you won't have an issue getting these wrong, but you've got to really understand how to use your graphics calculator and what it means. So let's have a look at the features of the graphics calculator first. So when you've got your calculator on, click on menu and go to number 8, which is finance, and the first one there is Finance Solver. So what you need to do is understand what these variables mean. So N is the total number of payments, this one here. Then you've got I, that's your percentage interest rate. PV is your present value of the loan or investment. So what you're putting in when you're investing, or what you're taking from the bank as a loan. Payment is your regular payments that you would make, the amount that you pay each time for making a payment. FV is your future value of the loan or the investment. PPY, which is this one here, is the number of payments per year. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you'll get CPY, and that one there is the number of times that the interest is compounded per year. So if it's compounding monthly, you put 12 in there, etc. But we will go through all of this a little bit later on. And that PMTAT at the end, usually we just leave this set as N. So, but what that is indicates whether the interest is compounded at the end or at the beginning of the time period. But 99% of the time we just leave that as it is. So let's try and use now Finance Solver in order to do a few questions. So there's some rules that you need to know about using positives and negatives and when to use them when you're using Financial Solver, okay? So if you receive money, you're getting money, or someone owes you money, it's always a positive. If you give money, you owe someone money, it is always a negative, okay? So what happens is, if you're getting money from the bank, it's a positive. If you're giving money to the bank, it's a negative. Don't forget that. Your future value can be a negative, a zero, or a positive. All right? So again, you giving money to someone is a negative. You receiving money from someone or the bank, it's always a positive. Money in and money out. So make sure you understand that, and you'll see that more when we have a look at a couple of questions. Right. Andrew borrows $20,000 at an interest rate of 7.25% per annum compounding monthly. That's important. Monthly 12. The loan is to be repaid over 4 years with payments of, so there's a payment amount here of $481.25. Fantastic. So, without even doing the question yet, what I need to do is try and put this somewhere here, right? So let's input some of this data into the calculator first. So we've got at the moment our interest rate we can put in, that's 7.25, so we put 7.25 into there. We know that the present value, so Andrew borrows, so the bank is going to give him money, it's a positive, so it would be positive 20,000 into that one. Then we've got to pay $481.25 each month. So that's a payment amount, but we're giving that amount to the bank. That has to be a negative because it's coming out of my account. So in that situation there, we put negative $481.25 into there. And then we know that the compounding, the PPY, CPY should be 12 for both because it says compounding monthly. So in those situations, that's all good. Now what I don't know is what we're going to find out. So let's have a look at the question. So it says here in A, how much, correct to the nearest cent, does Andrew owe after 3 years? So that's the future value. So that means we've got to find FV. After 3 years, I've got to put in here. So because it's monthly, 3 years times 12 will give me 36. So 36 goes into here, and that gives me all the information I need to work out future value, which is, this is what I want. I need to work this out. So you just select that one, and then you press enter, and it'll give you the answer, which is that one there, negative $5,554.36. So to answer that question A, how much correct to the nearest cent does Andrew owe after 3 years? After 3 years, Andrew will owe $5,554.36. So let's answer part B. What is the final payment amount Andrew must make to fully repay the loan after 4 years? So let's go back to the graphics calculator. So 4 years, that there would be 48. 4 years. The interest rate is 7.25, that doesn't change. The present value is 20,000, so the bank gave him 20,000, he's paying it off. The payment amount, now it's a negative because he's got to give it to the bank, doesn't he? So he's paying $481.25 to the bank. So he's paying that monthly, guys. What is the future value? So if he keeps doing that for 48 months, what is the future value of this loan? We always hope that it's going to be zero because he wants to pay it off. But let's see what happens when you want to find out this amount by pressing enter. And you'll notice it's not a negative anymore. So it is, because if it was a negative, he'd still owe that money to the bank. It's a positive, so the bank owes him 11 cents. So the future value is he's in credit at the moment. So the final amount payment, so if you've got to think at the 48th month, he should be paying this. However, it's in credit. So what you've got to do here, that's a minus, that's a plus. So he gives the money that he's got to give the bank in the final payment is $481.25 less 11 cents. They owe him 11 cents. Now, it's not a big deal, but your account will still be open if you don't fully, you're going to be in credit for your loan, but you don't want to be in credit. I want to be zero here. So the final payment should be $481.25 minus the 11 cents that they owe him, and then that would be the amount that he has to pay for the last payment, because he did it for 47 months at $481.25, and the last payment would be this amount less 11 cents that's in credit, and his last payment to make this zero is $481.14 on the dot.